Hey, what's up? Hey, y'all. Get it? Hey, y'all. No, I'm just playing, y'all. What's going on? This is Mr. Cheairs. Welcome to another day of online distant learning. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I hope that you're ready to learn. I hope you're ready to get with it because I am. With that being said, let's launch right into it. I have a special guest person with me. Y'all should all know him. I'm about to throw you in, Mr. Marquise. Say what's up to the people.
What up, y'all?
Hey, yes. Marquise, I'm shouting out Marquise because Marquise was on my currently on my Google Office hours. So I wanted him to just hang out with me for a minute, especially as I'm explaining work to y'all, because I thought it would be good to have an online student here as I'm working through the problems that he can kind of stop me, he can ask questions and kind of be a representative for y'all. If y'all would be interested in participating in one of these, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, visit my Google office hours, and you might be featured in the next video as helping me be a TA. Ain't that right, Marquise?
Right.
Well, thank you, Marquise, for being on. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Before we dive in, Marquise, into our lesson today, what I'm going to do first is we're going to go to our moment of culture. And y'all did this moment of culture, I think, on not last assignment, not Thursday's assignment. You did this on Tuesday, but I forgot to shout out all these wonderful, inspirational messages that you wrote. So I just want to read a couple of them I came across. First one I saw Marquise was from Isaac. Hey guys, I encourage for you to stay doing your schoolwork so you won't be behind in lessons so you can pass 10th grade. That is awesome. Kevin Bell says the challenge that we are going through with learning while staying at home is making us better people and helping us see what college will be like. So we got this. Awesome message, Kevin Bell. Jalen Bellard said, I hope y'all staying safe from Rona and washing y'all hands. Yes, hygiene. Make sure we're using proper hygiene. That's awesome. And making sure that we're staying safe. Mr. Caleb Beard says, hello, my favorite teammates. I want you guys to really stay safe and take this pandemic very seriously. I also want to give the word out that you might not be in school, but you still have to be committed to pass. Keep the good work up and be safe, guys. Keep up the great academics. So these are just some of the many messages of inspiration that I've been reading for myself. Your classmates have been reading. I'm just scrolling down, looking at all of them. I can't go through all of them, but I mean, just great to hear from some of y'all. With all that being said, Marquis, since you are on the line, you are with us in our virtual class session today. Do you have some inspiration for your classmates?
Um, well, I know it's tough being at home because, being together for such a long time, depending on how much you get along, could breed chaos or it could bring y'all all together. But regardless of it, we know that we have to stay committed to class, and that even though we know that we're not physically together, but we can make it through this together. And if we can't make it through this together, we can weather almost any storm that comes our way as students, like we are now. And we just hope we can make it to the 11th grade, and we will make it to the 11th grade together.
Yes, y'all will make it to the 11th grade. With that being said, let's launch into the assignment today. And Marquise, don't worry, I'm gonna tell you when I need you to pin in and pin out. So just rock with me, and I got you. And for my people looking at me at home, y'all rock with me too, and I got y'all. So the very first thing I want y'all to look at, and I'm going to go back, is first you have your agenda for today, Tuesday. I'm recording this on Monday, but you'll be seeing this on Tuesday. First, you're going to have a message from Mr. Cheairs. I want you to look at that. That's what you're looking at now. So if you're looking at that, you can check that first thing off your agenda. The second thing I want you to do is do our do now. And our do now question is, can one culture be, let me click on it all the way so we can see it, because I was about to read and I didn't think you could see it. Can one culture be right and another be wrong? Explain. So Marquise, in a quick jot, it doesn't have to be a really long statement. Do you think a culture can be wrong or right? What do you think off the top of your head?
I think a culture can be either because, a culture is somebody is specific to somebody somebody's identity and ethnicity. So whatever it is, it's right to them, but it can be wrong to other people. So it can be either, because some people think their culture is right, but their culture could be wrong in other people's eyes. But we are not to judge whoever's culture, whatever culture it is, because we don't know what they feel. We don't know how they do things in their world. So
awesome. Well, thank you for that, Marquise. And just like Marquise just made sense of that for himself, I want y'all to do the same thing. Feel free to leave this in the comment section, and that will be our do now. And make sure you respond to it, and it's just to get you thinking. The next thing you need to do, and this is going to be like the bulk, the heavy lifting part of your assignment, and this is where I will be taking an assignment grade, is your cultural understanding. First, you're going to read chapters 19 to 21 while you complete Cultural Understandings Activity 3.17. Marquise, as I go through this worksheet, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions of clarity and stop for any misunderstandings. And I want you to speak up if you hear anything that you feel like, can you clarify that a little bit more? The first thing that you're going to have to do is read chapters 19 to 21. You can do that before you start this assignment, or you can kind of like read as you go along. However your style is, I'm cool with that. If you see here on my page, I've made accessible the audible readings of chapter 19, chapter 20, and chapter 21. Feel free to listen to those as you read. I love to read a book and listen to it at the same time. It just makes the picture come alive. The second thing I want y'all to do is this. And Marquise, this is where I'm going to have you help me. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to model something that your classmates will be doing in their reading. So you're gonna, as you're reading, you're gonna have to identify like what are the like misunderstandings between the Igbo people and the missionaries. So Marquise, I have this very like short passage I'm gonna read. As I read it, I want you to stop me as you hear. I know you don't actually see this passage, but as you hear me read this passage, I want you to stop me, right? And identify any like misunderstandings that you can recognize from the Igbo and missionaries. Got it? All right. So, does the white man understand our custom about land? How would that be a misunderstanding?
Yes, that would be, because they kind of like they don't understand. They trying to figure out if they understand what they do or not. So
Cool. So the next one is, how can he, when he doesn't even speak our tongue? But he says that our customs are bad, and our own brothers who have taken up his religion also say that our customs are bad. Would that be another misunderstanding?
Yes, that's a misunderstanding, because they think that he's criticizing them without knowing their side of the story.
Awesome. And then and our own brothers who have taken up his religion also say that our customs are bad. How do you think we can fight when our own brothers in our clan can no longer act like one? Is that a misunderstanding, you think?
Yes. It's kind of like they're saying, like, how can we do something if everybody ain't like how they're supposed to be? Everything has to run in the right order, or
cool.
It's not.
Thank you for that. And so in the final sentence is, he has put a knife on the things that held us together, and we have fallen apart. That definitely is one.
Yes, that's one.
Yep.
Yeah, he's kind of saying like they put so much pressure and they put so much oppression on it that it's basically like, what's the point of, they can't even fight it anymore? It's too much of opposement against them. So
good. So after you get done doing this, and you get it, if you are watching this video, I kind of done this part for you. So just model it in your reading, right? As you are filling out your specific worksheet, you could just literally copy off me or copy off our conversation and put that in your notes. After you get done with that, I want you to identify 6 statements that show misunderstandings between Igbo and the missionaries from chapter 19 and 21. As you see in our guided model, me and Marquise have done that with chapter 20. So you only need to do this. You only need to find 6 statements between chapter 19 and 21. So you should be able to easily do that. And then you're going to tell me what misunderstanding does this identify. So as me and Marquise were kind of doing this vocally, I was identifying it for him, and he was telling me like what the misunderstanding identified. So if I was to do this in worksheet format, my statement would be, he has put a knife on the things that held us together. And then I would say the misunderstanding is one of communication and what is being said and how it is being said. So that would be, if you want to take that statement and then do what misunderstanding does is identify, that's how you would do it. And you would just type it in this box. I'm going to delete it so you won't see this when you actually do it. However, you look at the video, you'll have the example. All right, let's go down a little bit more. Then you're going to do a second read. You're going to use the following chart to compare and contrast the two missionaries, Mr. Brown and Mr. Brown. You should have 3 bullet points in each column. So 3 differences for Mr. Brown, 3 differences for Mr. Smith, and then 3 similarities that brings them together. And then the final part of this assignment is identify Igbo beliefs and practices and things fall apart that differ from those of modern Americans. And you're going to contrast them in the following chart. So one thing was twins are considered evil and abandoned in the evil forts. That's an Igbo belief or practice. A modern American belief or practice that twins are usually welcome and cared for by their families. That's like something that's very exciting. So you're going to do that between chapter 19 and 21. You're going to do the same exact thing. After you complete this worksheet and do it to your fullest capabilities, I'm going to come back and grade it, and then you're pretty much done. So pretty easy breezy, people. Nothing too out of the ordinary. The PDF link to Things Fall Apart is also in this worksheet if you don't have your book. And that's pretty much it. Marquise, we got about 3 minutes left until this video recording will shut us off. So what final thoughts do you have, or final questions do you have?
Just identify the differences between the judgment of their culture and their actual beliefs, and just do as what Mr. Cheairs just said, and you should be able to get through it easy breezy, no problem. So
cool.
Yeah.
So you hear from? I'm sorry, Marquise. Yeah. So you just heard it from one of your own, and again, you will find all your assignments. Of course, they'll be live, but they'll be posted just like this, and other things. Your 3rd grade will be made live by the time you see this. So make sure you keep track of how you're doing and progressing in this class. And when it's all said and done, make sure you take some time to say, all right, peace. See y'all later.